It's time once again for America's favorite show, The Radio Adventures of Dr. Floyd, brought to you by drfloyd.com.
This week starring Jeffrey Tambor as George Washington and Chris Hardwick as Alexander Hamilton. Unless you forgot, you'll remember that in our last episode, Dr. Steve was headed to Philadelphia in the year 1791 to try to steal the false teeth of our nation's first president, the father of our country, George Washington. We begin this week in the president's office, where we find George Washington in deep thought, pondering a decision that will, no doubt, affect the entire future of the fledgling United States of America.
I'm just not sure.
I understand, sir. It's a difficult choice.
Oh, sure is.
Perhaps you'd like to ask your cabinet, sir.
My cabinet? My dear boy, I'm not about to go ask a piece of furniture its opinions on matters that will affect the future. I may be getting up there in years, but I'd like to think that I have a few more before I start talking to inanimate objects.
Sir, I meant your department heads. You know, Knox, Jefferson, Hamilton, and Randolph. Your cabinet.
Oh, yeah. Yes, how silly of me to forget that I gave them that name. When you're the first and you have so much precedent to set, it's just so hard to keep it all straight.
I understand, sir. Shall I call them in?
Yes. Yes. Good idea.
A moment after the aide exits, in comes George Washington's cabinet of advisors. Secretary of War, Henry Knox, Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, Secretary of State, Thomas Jefferson, and Attorney General Edmund Randolph.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, W.
What did you call me?
W. You know, like the letter. It's short for Washington.
Thomas, I am the President of the United States, and as such you will give me the respect I deserve. No president would ever want to be called by an initial, especially W.
Sorry, sir.
Now, as you may know, I've been trying to tackle a problem here that's going to affect our country for years to come, and I'd like your opinion.
Mr. President,
Yes, Knox.
as a Secretary of War, I was just wondering if we could go attack something anytime soon. I mean, I'd like to be able to wage a little war sometime just to, live up to my title.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, man. I never get to do anything.
Oh, there, Henry. Now, how about this? If things don't straighten out with the farmers protesting the whiskey tax, we'll send in the militia to calm them down, okay? Does that sound good?
Okay, I guess.
Now, what I really would like to know is what? Yes, Hamilton, you have your hand raised.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was wondering if you've given any more thought to my national bank idea. I think it's really
Oh, no, not more of this national bank hoo-ha. Haven't we heard enough of this? A national bank would be unconstitutional.
What do you mean unconstitutional, Jefferson? It would help this country get on the right foot financially, so we'd be independent.
You don't know what you're talking about, Hamilton. A national bank...
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll show you how much I know. Come here.
Bring it on, Hamilton. I'll gladly show you a thing or two.
Now we're talking. Fight!
Randolph, you grab Jefferson, I'll grab Hamilton.
Okay, but promise me that one of them isn't going to sue me if I step in. I don't want to wind up in court.
Oh, please, that would just be frivolous. No one would do that. Grab him. You two, knock it off. Now, immediately.
As the president tries to calm down his cabinet, let's catch up with our hero, Dr. Floyd, his young protege, Dr. Grant, and their faithful robot companion, Chips. How's everything going, Chips? What? Dr. Steve made a time jump. Did you hear that, Dr. Floyd?
I sure did. Where'd he go, Chips? 1791, Philadelphia? Oh no, that can't be good.
Why, Dr. Floyd? What was going on in Philadelphia in 1791?
Only the birth of our nation, Dr. Grant. That's when President George Washington was making decisions that would affect the future of the United States.
Wow. Decisions like what side of the presidential office to put the couch on?
No, Dr. Grant, nothing that trivial. We're talking massive, nation-changing questions. We can't waste any more time. Chips, set a course to follow him. We need to stop Dr. Steve before he does anything in 1791. Our very freedom could hang in the balance.
As excitement heats up on the ship of Dr. Floyd, let us return to the office of the president in 1791, where things have hopefully cooled down.
Now, shame on both of you. You two need to learn to get along, and in the city of brotherly love, no less.
But we're not brothers.
Well, I didn't mean
He
to...
started it anyway.
Did not!
Knock it off, for crying out loud. It's like working with two teenagers. I know I'm the father of the country and all, but that doesn't mean I have to be your dad. Now grow up.
Yes, sir.
Shake hands and say you're sorry to each other.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Don't let it happen again. Now, can we please get to the reason I called you in here? As I see it, we have two solutions to the current problem facing this administration. Here's option one. Okay. Everyone see that?
Yes.
Good. Now here's option two. Okay. So what do you think?
Sir, I like option one.
Yes, I as well like option one.
Yeah, well, you would.
What was that?
Stop it! Jefferson? Now, which one do you like better, 1 or 2?
I like 2, sir. It's much better than 1.
Oh, jeez.
Randolph?
I think option 1 is the most sound legally, sir.
All right, men. Option 1 it is.
Oh, you never like any of my ideas. Well, I don't care which one you pick then.
Oh, come on now, Tom. I let you help me pick the new location for the Capitol, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
And you did a good job, too. You can't win them all.
I guess not.
Okay, gentlemen, I thank you for your help. Option 1 it is. Now get out of here and get back to running the country.
As President Washington and his cabinet return to their duties, let us see what that evil mastermind Dr. Steve and his sock-shaped assistant Fidget are up to, as they have just landed in Philadelphia in 1791.
Here we are, the birthplace of democracy, Fidget, Philadelphia, home to President George Washington and his false teeth. Oh no, Fidget. The president lived here in Philadelphia because Washington, D.C. was still being built. The government was run from here until 1800. That's when John Adams became the first president to live in Washington, D.C. Boy, I sure figured that out the hard way. Well, today is Tuesday, and every Tuesday afternoon, George Washington opened his house to any respectable man who cared to pay him a visit and talk about the country. We are going to pay him a visit. Well, of course we're respectable. Here, put on this powdered wig. Bless you. I guess I did overdo the powder a bit. Now come on, Fidget. Let's go.
Our villains are headed towards George Washington's open house. Will they succeed in pilfering our first president's false teeth? Will Dr. Floyd and his crew make it in time to stop them? And is President Washington totally happy with the decision he has made?
I think I liked option 2 better now that I see the couch over here by the window. More feng shui.
Find out next week on the Radio Adventures of Dr. Floyd.